with Ridima. Ridima, did I pronounce that well? Forgive me if I did not. If I'm butchering that for now, we're going to have so many amazing teams joining us on board today. Who do you guys think is going to win? Who's your money on? Is it on All right, sorry guys, we had a little bit of glitch there, a little technical difficulty, but we sorted that out and we're back again. All right, so we'll be jumping into the game pretty soon. And what I was saying before the audio was cut short was, who are you guys going to be supporting? Who do you think is going to be leading the charge in today's games? Just taking a look at the teams. I'm just going to pull that up. I know there's 3 crowns. There's Astra Creatives, there's Unsolid Army, there's Hash Neon, there's Tribe Warriors, a lot of teams that I do recognize here, and I do think it's going to be an amazing spectacle. So who do you think is going to be leading our charge? Is it going to be Zen Esports? I mean, we've seen them be absolutely amazing. No Gaming, they've been in the game for quite a while, as well as the boys from Invincibles. Now, Invincibles are one team that is extremely dangerous, and they usually would show their powers a lot of times, but will they show what they're capable of again in today's games? We will find out pretty soon. So yeah, how are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling for today's games? The squad roster right there, you do see Nexus and the gang. Another team, the boys from Crown Esports, have been they've won quite a number of things within the Nigerian scene. Now coming into the next screen, we do have Team Pride as well, and like we discussed earlier on, we have the Invincibles. Agatha Professor in that team. I didn't even know Professor was back, but now we'll be jumping into the games. Now it is live, and the boys are getting set and ready to go. We're right here live in Erangel, and we do see on board with us, it is the boys from Tribe. How you're feeling? That map is moving all the way in that southern region, moving from Gatka all the way to Novo. Yes, people, it does look like it's going to be, a couple of teams who love to go towards that north-hand side. Severny, Kameshki, and Zaki will need to hop into the vehicles and start to travel. But some of the different teams are already on their way. I do see the boys from 3 Crowns heading out of that plane. It does look like there's going to be a couple of fights happening around that hospital region. And we'll see how this one plays out pretty soon. All right, how do you guys think? Who's your money on? My money in this game, if I am to go, of course, guys, I'm gonna go for 3C. I'm gonna go for 3C, of course, as in that's pretty much easy to predict if you know me. But we're seeing this split somewhere around Ruins. We're probably going to see some teams. It's curious to see that there's no one actually going towards Pochinki. There's about 2 teams who are heading towards the direction of military base. It does look like there's going to be some action around Farm 2 as well. So we'll see how that one continues to play out. Zenith Sports find itself alone around Ferry Pier and Quarry. So they might not find themselves in quite any trouble soon. But we do believe that Unsolid Army might be experiencing some fights pretty soon. They do have the boys from Prize right next to them. It does look like some shots have already started to fly out. We will see how that one continues to play out. That zone circling around pretty much in the center, so it could move all the way north. It could still hang around south. We'll see how that one plays out too as well. And but on ground here, we do have Baby Zin from Neon Rising. They've got a fight on their hands. We'll be curious to see how this one does play out for them. They've lost one of the players. Brochu's already down, so they're left with 3 Few of them, they've got to hold it down. The boys from Astra currently circling around them, looking, but there's also Bear who's got an angle on them. He might be able to turn things around and fight his way back into this game. But the VSS Baby Zin is probably not as fortified as he would have preferred, but you never know. With that scope in hand, he might just be able to pull up something in this one. But let's see how it goes. Chop Price is just lurking around that corner, waiting for that next opportunity. You can see it's a 3-man squad, so they've reduced the deficit to a 3v3 as they came to this game with a disadvantage, but they have been able to turn it around. Chop Price chops a little bit. Some of his HP got chopped down there, but Iraq Boss is coming into that vicinity, but Chop Price goes down. Baby doing his work, and he does get that thirst. And now it's a 2v3. The boys from Neon have gotten back that advantage that they lost early on. Baby doing some work. He's got that Uzi in hand, and he's looking for that one opportunity. Let's go, people. Do you think that the boys from Astra are going to be able to pull off a 2v3 in this one? They're going to be able to do it. All right, we'll see. Remember, we did talk about the boys from 3C. You can see them already beginning to pull off a couple of eliminations there, right there on the Q feed. They're doing their thing with about them early on. It does look like they've gotten 2 knocks to come down, but they've confirmed one of them. So consider to keep an eye on that and see how it does evolve as the boys from 3 continue to put in the work into Mercenary, and they're doing their thing. But let's focus on this one. It's a 2v3. Astra still trying to hold on to their life. It is boys 63s. E63. I hope that's not some creative name that I'm totally botching. But we'll see. All right, Bear coming in a little bit close. He's got that nade in hand. He's cooking in quite close. Iraq Boss might just be in danger. But he does not. Wait, what just happened there? What has happened there? It looked like for a second he was going to throw that. Bear just throwing his nades. I like the way that thing shows. It shows the amount of seconds that he's held the nade for. But now the action begins to ensue. 63 is holding his own down a little bit right there. He does do quite a little bit of damage. Both of them taking it easy, being absolutely conscious because they know that the next knock will determine so much. And another player right there from Astra goes down, and now Iraq Boss is left alone with 3 players around him. How's he going to play this one? I mean, we've seen many times a 1v3 situation get pulled off. And you can see him now creating some distance between him and the boys from Neon, but that will not be enough. He will get taken out. All the way on the other side too as well, we did see some action coming down between the boys from Mercenary Union as well as the boys from 3 Crowns, and 3 Crowns got one of those eliminations. They took out the boy Prison. They just decided, you know what, it would probably be better for us to just get away from that situation, create some distance between us and them, and you can see that's exactly what they're doing. Just trying to prioritize staying in the game as much as they can and still get those placement points. So they're going to play for that, and we'll see how it turns out at the end of the day. We've still got about 16 teams left in the game, with Astra all the way in that 15th spot. They've been taken out of the game. We have one team who missed this particular game. So Astra is the only team who has been eliminated for now. Final B did not make the game. And we still got 14 teams left within this one. Neon has lost one of their players, but they do have 3 eliminations as they took out Astra early on. So far they're leading the charge, and they do find themselves around that military base. Teams are just waiting for that next stage within the zone. As you can see, Mercenary trying to find a position for themselves and see where they can hold things down. So far, we have seen some action going down between Neon and the boys from 3C, of course, you know, just being absolutely aggressive, first of all, initially in the game, early on. And right now is that one moment where, you know, everyone's just trying to hold things down. But we do know how aggressive these teams can get any moment from now. My money definitely is on the boys from 3C because I do look at that lineup and I'm like, okay, that definitely is going to do some damage. So we'll see how that one plays out. It'd be nice to see how the rotations begin to occur. But Deji right here, right next to the boys from Tribe, you can see them beginning to circle around. It does look like they do want some of this fight. They want some of this. Can he spot him from that angle? That's the question. That is the question. I'm actually looking for the link. I want to see. I want to interact with the chart a little bit. I don't actually have the link. Okay. So I can't interact with the chart. Just want to make sure. Okay. All right. Tribe sending out those nades into that spot, looking to see if they can do some damage. You can see Diablo. But those nades are not just connecting for now. As Batman and his boys are able. Okay, I spoke too soon. One of the players right there has gone down. Deji and his boys do find themselves in quite a predicament right now as Omar and Cole are looking. Now they're looking around. They smell blood. They've taken out one player. Batman, Deji, is all left to you to hold this one down. It does look like there's just two players in that building, and they can probably make their push. Yeah, I love this vehicle. Man, I've been playing PUBG for a while, man. I might just give it a go. Because man, it's looking good. It's looking good. All right, Tribe circling around. Deji's got him knocked down too as well. So now it's just left to Kyoshi and Batman to hold back the boys from Tribe, but Deji will get thirsted, but now here comes Kyoshi. Will he be the one to turn things around? If he can take down his next man, just maybe things might just be a bit different, but damage is done on his side. He's trying as much as he can, but he does get another knock, and now can he get another one? He might just be able to turn things around. My goodness. He's fighting for dear life, and it's just left with him. But the revivers come down on the other side, and it doesn't look like he will be able to. And he put up quite a good fight. But at the end of the day, the boys from Tribe will make it out of this one alive. Top C getting 3 eliminations in that fight, and Tribe find themselves all the way in that top spot. So amazing stuff. We've got a lot of action going down within this game. We'll see how it continues to build up. The boys from Invincibles trying as much as possible to hold quite a good spot on top of those mountains, trying to see if they can spot several different teams who might be making their rotations. The boys from 3C might come into contact with them, and that might prove to be quite a dangerous one as the boys from Invincibles are quite a formidable force. We'll see how it plays out if they do decide to push or make the rotations towards that region around Gatka. There's a team on either side, so it'll be curious to see if they also make a far rotation towards that position at Ruins. But the action is not done yet. Several different teams they're not letting go. They spot a team and they want to push. V7 all the way in that building, and Madness has spotted him. You then decide if him and his teammates think will be pushing onto down. He does a little bit of damage, but his opponent moves away from that position. Now will they make the move? That's the question. They've smelled blood. But the question is, do they want to go full throttle into this fight? That's the question. Okay, so no. I'm good. Guys, I was just talking to production right there, just in case you were wondering why I was saying I'm good. I was talking to you. I was talking to production. Production is in my ears like an angel. All right. Some shots getting loose there. V7. Violence. Mouse sand. Okay. Guys, forgive me. You know, I've been away for a minute, so some names I'm obviously going to botch. And it's just the way it's going to be, but yeah. All right, so Isaac is going to be activated pretty soon. So he's gonna come in just a minute. And yeah. So you can hear his sweet voice pretty soon. Okay. I'm actually looking for the link. YouTube link. Let me ask them so I can chat with people. All right, so Neon coming in right next to the boys from Zen, and you can see that the coach trying to make sure that he can get that revive just in time, and he pulls out his DVS. He gets pushed, but he says, "Nah, bro, you don't push me like that." The boys from Neon have found themselves in a lot of action. They still got 2 players up, and this nade could just do the damage that could seal this one through. You can see him just cooking right there. And is he with us? Is he with us? I'm not. Okay, so if his audio is live and he's not on Discord, I'm not hearing him. Oh my God. Okay. So you know, the problem now is I don't know if people are hearing him, and you know he's not on Discord. Okay. All right, no problem. All right, guys. So just trying to sort out some technical difficulties, just trying to get our boy right here into the you know, casting box with us. Just trying to make sure that he's not hearing me. But yeah, he'll be with us pretty soon. As we continue to go through the games. But V7 do find himself in some action too as well, as Sting and his boys are pulled up into the vicinity. They have 1 elimination to their name. They were able to take down one of the players from V7, and Violence has lost one of the players. And it's looking like it might be advantage to Astrum, but those nades are flying and they're looking quite dangerous as Sting is able to evade a couple of them. But Madness has done some work as Troy goes down to a swap and Balance, and they're down to just 2 players. Woo. All right. So what can they do as they will decide to push up onto this one? Why are you not getting that res? He was going for that kill first of all. And he turns his sights. Okay, the res has come through actually from his teammates. And you can see them just trying to wait and take it really easy. It does look like the last player from Neon has been taken down, and they will be sent back into the lobby. Have they? Okay. No, actually, I was wrong. Actually, there's still 1 more player in Neon. Okay, they have 4 kills. Now Madness is making that push onto Violence, trying to see if he can take him down. He gets quite toe to toe next to them. And that will be the end for Violence, as the boys from Astrum have taken them down. They didn't lose any player while they were making that push too as well. So they do have a couple of kills, and it's 4 kills to their name. But we'll now turn our sights onto Mercenary, who are, well, that was dangerous. Just like 1 more second and he was going to get taken out. So welcome. I can't hear you from my side though, Isaac. Okay, your mic is off. Is muted on Discord. So I can't hear you on Discord. I beg, turn on your mic if you can hear us. Okay, guys, I'm just going to continue. Yeah, you can speak. Yeah, you don't need my permission.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm hearing you from VMix.
Yeah,
I'm fine, man. I'm fine. Open your mic on Discord so I'll hear you clearer.
I need permission on the Discord to. My mic is muted in there.
Oh, he said he needs permission or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? You know what? We're gonna sort that out later on. For now, I'll just hear you uh on Chrome. But you can hear me, right? You can hear me well, right? Isaac? Okay, guys, we are still
Yes,
having
sir.
some, oh, okay, I can hear you now. So what's up? What's up? You've missed some of the action so far. There've been a lot of skirmishes here and there. Neon has been going wild. Violence has been taken out of the game. Same thing too as Zen, and several different teams have been going absolutely wild. So, but who's your money on in this game, bro?
Well, just looking at the numbers, I'm looking at Astra right now. They've got 5 eliminations, and they seem to be doing pretty well. And they've got 4 people still alive, so that's a good number to have, especially going to the final circle.
Yeah, definitely. They were in quite a huge fight just before you came into the game. So I mean, I am, yeah, but they're not the ones that I'm looking at. Obviously, I'm a big fan of 3C, so that's that. I'm gonna be a bit biased, obviously, and they've got 2 kills as well. So we'll see. We'll see. So your money's on Astra, mine is on 3C. Both of those teams have a complete squad, so we'll see how it continues to turn out all the way out there. We turn our sights onto the boys from New Gen, and they've got UA right next to them. Now, UA is one of those OG teams. Of course, you know who UA is, bro.
I mean, looking at the map, it's looking like it's gonna be a northwestern kind of map, and everybody seems to be finding themselves in that area. And clearly, yes, great prediction. So clearly, the map is going to be pushing a lot of people towards that side. You've got Astrom, really cementing their place in terms of the area. They've made sure they have very good view of what's going on around them, and the Unsolid Army guys definitely going to get himself into a huge battle here. They seem to be on a disadvantage because of the altitude, but anything can happen at that point.
Amazing, amazing stuff coming through. You see the shots now beginning to fly. Things are beginning to get more and more intense as the boys from Astrum are beginning to show their thanks. They are, sending out shots onto several different teams, looking to increase the amount of eliminations that they have. Of course, we had that prediction early on about them, doing really well, but they do find themselves in quite a dangerous position. The boys from 3C are now beginning to sink their teeth into them. Now, remember, 3C is the team that I had predicted. So it's my prediction versus yours, and we'll see how both of them come through in this position. They're going toe to toe against each other. You can see that Astro is trying to see if they can find that angle to come through, but Griff and the boys continue to send out the shots. It is quite a dangerous time for the two of the teams, but there's a third party coming through too as well. Nexus getting an angle, quite a dangerous one, as he will get thumped down to the floor too as well, and Astra has reduced the numbers down to 3. They pull up into this vicinity, but Griff able to do quite some work. Don't know if that will be enough. There's Schizo too on that angle, trying to see if he can get a knock to come through. Schizo finds himself in quite an open position. He's got to be careful because there's a third party lurking around too as well. Nexus is down. Ooh.
He is literally one shot.
Bro. I mean, this is tough, bro. This is tough, bro. What do you think? Who do you think is over it?
I mean, right now it's no man's land here in like the worst possible spot in Rango to be having a last second. It's no man's land. It's gonna be just based on pure luck at this point. Whoever gets a good angle will probably win. Looking at where Schizo is, he's got a fantastic view of 3 counts pushing through into the circle. These guys are gonna have to be running very, very fast to try and get themselves into that circle. He might probably just pick up, some good points from these guys.
All right, yes, that's exactly what we're seeing so far. 3C's lost one of the players. Nexus has gone down, and Astra too as well was able to pick up one elimination. Both parties did quite a little bit of damage to themselves in that one, but it looks like they're just going to retreat back a little bit. And we still got 10 teams within this particular game. But now we turn our sights onto the boys from No Gaming. It does look like they want to make that push onto that location, onto Demon King and his boys, who have been quite in a lot of action throughout this particular game. We're curious to see how they do play this one. Guns is looking for that elimination to come through. You can see him just peeking right there, trying to get that knock. And Isaac, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, this is a very tough situation to find yourself. And look at Skeezel picking them off one by one. Like I said, now Christ is gonna have to see if he can get him up, but he's made sure he is taken to the grave. He's got no chance whatsoever. Christ is gonna have to try, and my goodness me, is that a third-party shot?
Oh, absolutely amazing stuff coming through right there. Astra and 3C just going toe-to-toe against each other. It's almost like mutually assured destruction too as well, but the Boston tribe also pulling up into the vicinity, but right next to them too, another team is pulled up again. And it's quite a dangerous one, but that nade might just do some damage, boy. Oh, you should have thrown it down. Come on, man. That looked like you were gonna get it, but I think he's got the wrong intel.
There's no way he's going up.
Ooh. Bro, look at that.
Yeah, he's realizing he's in the haunted house. Oh, yep.
Ooh, okay,
It's a haunted house indeed. The haunted mansion. First nade going, second nade is definitely gonna get him. What? Oh my God! I think he just got third party there. Fire. That is very unfortunate because a lot of damage to that team in that house.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, they did get that one. Astra is on 10 eliminations. They've been absolutely wild in this game so far. And you can see them just going toe-to-toe against every single team. 3C, my boys, they're still in it. They're still in it somehow. They're still holding it down. You can see Grief gets in a couple of eliminations to come through right there too as well. So we still got our two teams. I mean, that means our prediction was quite good. You know, we were strong teams, and we're down to 5 teams left in this one, and No Gaming somehow holding it down with 3 eliminations. They just got 1 player. You can see that zone is pretty tight. Because the Boston Mercenaries will make it all the way in. They've got 9 eliminations. They've been quite busy, and Lixie and Co are now beginning to make those rotations count. So, my, tough times. There's a lot of, this is where the smokes will need to count because, there's a lot of open field right here. There's little cover as things begin to converge, I see.
I think View Crowns are in a perfect position. I always say in the last second, it's good to be in the open spaces because the circle is definitely not gonna end in a house. So it's better to be in an open space so at least you know your way around situations. But if you're in a house, everybody knows you're in there. And my goodness, we know gaming has been absolutely destroyed by Muggsy there.
Yeah, absolutely. Deji, I see you in the charts asking if I'm back. Yes, I am back. If I'm called, I will show my face. It doesn't matter. Whatever be the case, I am loyal and I am back again casting this event. So yeah, it's been an honor. When Ridima calls, I will have to show. The shots are getting let loose right there from Madness, and you can see the Astro boys have been absolutely amazing. But now we've done our sights into Mercenary too as well. It was dealing some blows onto the boys on Tribe, and you can see them continuing to put them down. Mercenaries on their toes, as well as Astra sending on shots from a distance, and everyone's looking for that winner chicken dinner. Astra continuing to deal the shots coming through right there onto the boys from Tribe, who are now down into just 2 players left, and Mercenaries also sending on the shots onto their location too as well. As Astra's got a good spot, but they will have to move to themselves. Mercenary trying as much as possible not to get within the line of sight of the boys from Astra because they can tell that those shots are coming through and nading to that position. Could just turn things around. Schizo moving forward a bit, and okay. It looks like you've won this one. I'm just gonna concede, Isaac. I think you've got this one, man, with Astra.
Absolutely, they have really made sure that you're containing the area. And let me tell you this: these guys from Mercenary are not in a bad spot as well. They are not in a bad
Mm.
spot because if you look at how the altitude they've got, they could easily descend and take people out and easily third party. But 3 crowns on the right hand side there could possibly, especially on the eastern side, they can possibly cause some huge damage to Mercenary if they are not careful. They've got to tread very, very cautiously. And now it's nicky time. The Pythons are out.
All right. The boys from Slytherin are now, doing their thing on the floor, waiting for that moment to just pounce. And the shot's now being let loose right there for the boys from Mercenary. They do some damage. There's also 3C on their side, so they got to be careful. 3C's coming in with 2 players into this final position. Tribe, I felt that he threw out from so many different teams. You will wonder, who did we offend? Why is everybody just focused directly on us? And 3C somehow trying as much as possible to find it on. There are just 2 guys coming into this final circle, but they are doing a whole lot of damage. Astra down to the 1 player left. It's just madness. Who's holding it down? Can 3C snatch this one? It's a 2v1v 3v2v1. And you can see right there, Glixie quite in some trouble. That nade might just do that damage. It bounces on, takes his HP down to 1. Riley's pulls up onto that location and he will get that knock. Riley's will get dropped down to the ground too as well. They might be able to get that knock to come through. Black has got to get that heal. Ooh, but it looks like that nade popping into that location might just seal that one through. And oh my god. Now things are really tough. Astra might be still in this deal. It's a 2v1. It's Sting versus Griff. His teammates also in the vicinity. The 2 teams that we have predicted to win this game come out number 1 and 2. But at the end of the day, it will be the boys from Astrum who will win that one and seal the deal. They've got the winner with a chicken dinner. Absolutely amazing stuff. And my goodness, what a day. Regardless of all the technical difficulties that we had early on, we were still able to pull it through. 14 eliminations coming through, 24 points in that game. Astrum being absolutely wild in that game. Isaac, take this one home.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. My prediction was very, 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 very right with Astro taking the position in the first position, coming in and Rango. I mean, they played some fantastic gameplay. They took their positions really, really well. When they had to move, they moved. When they had to get into cover, they did. And look at Astoni. Look at this guy with 184 damage, but some way, somehow, his team is able to carry him all the way to the finishing line with a number of knockouts coming from Madness, 6 knockouts and 1,000+ damage, and a 910 to Asting, and also to Caesar, who has 1,006 with 3 eliminations and 6 eliminations going to Madness. This is great stuff indeed. I mean, Aston is just going to be so happy his teammates were there. 53 eliminations in total, 61 knockouts, and we had a total health healing of 6,800. That's a lot of healing. So it tells you a lot of gunshots, wounds, were definitely taken in that particular run. And grenade eliminations, they look very trivial, but they can really, really be the difference between winning and losing. And a lot of assists coming in from the team, but no vehicle elimination. So we can say these guys are the gunny guys. They like to shoot. They like to get in your faces. They don't want to just drive around and shoot people, but they definitely want to take up the fights. And you can clearly see from the number of eliminations that they had in this particular game.
For a game in Erangel, I actually was quite surprised that we didn't have one more eliminations with nades as well as no vehicle eliminations. I thought that we would see more of that. But going head to head, you do see the damage and the knocks coming through right there from Astrum, sitting down with 16 versus the boys from Mercenary with 10. Astrum is sitting down with 14 eliminations, and on the other side, the latter gets in 12 eliminations to their name. Both teams were absolutely wild, but when it comes to the MVP of the game, we did see Riley's go absolutely toe-to-toe against several different teams. They almost pulled it through, but at the end of the day, Astrum did come out on top. But 3C was totally wild throughout that game. we'll see if they can do a lot more in the games to follow, as they did get quite a whole number of eliminations. But Madness, as well as his teammate Sting, together got 11 eliminations to their name. But you can't rule out the boys from Glixie, as well as Demon King, who also got 5 and 4 eliminations to their name too, as well.
Absolutely. Looking at the stats there, we have a lot of great players here. Quite excited to see what the teams are going to be bringing on board. But look at that indeed. Well, this table tells us a lot of interesting stuff with Astrom coming up on top, 14 nations in 10th place with points, 24 points in total. Mercenary Neon coming in the second position with 17, and Crowns following up with third position with 16, and as well as Tribe Warriors as well coming in the fourth position. And look at the 10th position down with Astra Creatives and the Invincibles. It looks like these people, they didn't show up, or some, I don't know what happened, but New Gen, Zen Esports, Umoja, Violence, Zeus, nothing, zero, nada. But Hash Esports in the seventh position. So definitely the top 10 teams are really showing us something. And hopefully, I mean, I've seen so many PUBG games, tides being turned all the time. So the first game doesn't necessarily give us every information that we need, but it gives us a starting stone.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's just the first game, and we might see some things from the other teams at that bottom half, especially teams like Invincible coming back and doing a lot more than they did in that particular one. We did see them on top of that hill, very close to hospital early on. So we'll see how that goes. All right, people, how you felt in this first one? I mean, that game was absolutely wild. I did think that we did see a whole bunch of action. Teams were very aggressive. They were pushing a lot more than we've seen them, or at least I've seen them in previous times, and it was really aggressive in this game. Whenever teams spotted each other, they were going toe to toe, and they were making sure that they get that knock. And they knew when exactly to pull out of a fight and rotate into that zone. So it was quite an interesting game to watch. I saw lovely rotations, and I'm curious to see if they can replicate the same in the next games.
Absolutely, I can't wait to see how, especially these guys from Ashram, how they're going to be managing to play the rest of the 3 games left, because there's a lot of pressure. Everybody knows how good they are, so there's going to be pressure on them. So hopefully we get to see that, and let's check out the highlights of this match.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? So, if you missed the first game, you definitely did miss a lot. We're on to the next game of the night. Whew. How you doing? How y'all feeling, guys? How y'all feeling, guys? Because the first game was won by the boys from Astrum, and they had 14 eliminations, a whole lot of those, and it was pretty spread out. There were a bunch of teams who were absolutely violent in that one. And we're curious to see if they can replicate that same form in this one too as well. One of the teams that did catch my eye was the boys of Neon, Quexer, and Groach and Co. They did do quite well. They fell off a little bit at some point there, but we'll see if they can get back into that same momentum and rhythm. And we'll see how that one can flow. But obviously, that zone part, moving all the way from that northern side towards that south region. And what do you think about this one, Isaac?
I mean, I love the brown map, the brown desert map where nobody can hide, and the
Mm.
snakes can't hide, the snakes can slither around. I love this map because it's a long range map, a map where you're gonna be seeing a lot of AR fights because people don't tend to get close enough to people to tend to use the
Mm.
DBS and the shotgun unless it's like a really aggressive raid. So it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait to see the semi-auto rifles being used, and give us some good games. I mean, I'm definitely tipping Astrom to see how well they can maintain that spot. There's a saying, he who is down fears no fall, right? The only
Mm-hmm.
people that fear to fall are the people at the top. So how they're going to be able to
Absolutely.
maintain their position at the top is what I'm going to be interested to see. The mental strength and the ability and having the creativity to navigate such difficult scenarios, especially on the brown map, Mirama.
All right, absolutely. We will see how this one begins to pan out from all for all this team. See how I said pan out just while the guy was holding the pan. They did that on purpose, by the way. Anyways,
Definitely saw that.
anyways, we'll see how this one continues to play out. The boys from Harsh all the way in this region, right next to the boys from Neon. And they're both looking for that one bit of elimination to come through. They're doing some damage. You can see a little bit of HP gone down here and there. And it's quite some dangerous times as Beer is pulling up onto this location. Is he going to take that risk and try to see if he can get that jump shot to come through? Be curious to see, but he's got to be careful. He tries it there, it doesn't work, and his opponent does the same thing too as well. And now there are two of them, Isaac.
Damn, this is gonna be a tough one because I don't even think he's got any form of protection on him. I don't think he's got anything, and he's just going into a fight. But he's got a shotgun though, so that can be dangerous. Anybody that pops his head, he's gonna get it. But Seamus have got to try and help him out here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite a
There
very
goes.
dangerous one. But there he goes as he goes down. The boys from Hash, Trap, and Co are down to just three players now. They've got to make a move. And it does look like the boys from Neon have that upper hand. They're starting this game like they finished the previous one, but it does look like maybe that rest might finally come through. They've got to be absolutely careful. You can see Bear just moving away from that particular position, try to see if we can inch away. They've gotten the confirmation on that particular kill, so now they might be going for the juggler of the next team, Trap, and his teammate trying as much as possible to see if they can hold it down. They have spotted Baby, but they're not taking those shots. You need to be taking those shots, my friend. Even if it's just an inch, try to do some damage. Try to pull them away from pushing your teammates. But it doesn't look like that is going to happen.
You know what's quite interesting?
Mm.
Seeing the way Barry played there tactically, yeah, I thought that was
Mm.
absolutely spot on. The way he saw that there was a guy behind the wall and he could take him out, but he was probably getting comms or had a very good cognitive understanding of the area, and so didn't push out. Wasn't overly aggressive because if he had just moved out of that wall or in
Mm.
front of that wall, he could have gone by the other teammate from Hash. So that was very, very good awareness, especially good teamwork as well. So that they will probably be telling him not to push because they've got that guy
Okay.
down already. So he doesn't need to be aggressive. That's why he's still alive. Because if he had gone, Hash would have been very happy by now. They would have taken him out. Now they're going to be moving together as a team, and I love these kinds of really these kinds of aggression where people are moving in as a team. It makes everything just look pretty well coordinated.
Yeah,
And now
absolutely.
Hash
They
has got
are
no
doing
chance.
quite well right there, but all of a sudden now, oh, Hash Esports almost looking like they were about to turn that around. He needed his teammates Scotta and Trap to pull up into that location. Trap has a whole lot of work to do, but my goodness, from behind comes Bear, and they will be sealing that one through. The boys from Neon playing that one quite well as they pushed up like soldiers into that position, always having that cover, always having that man to provide you that help. And that's exactly what made them win this fight, or what got them that win right there. All right, so a lot of rotations coming through as we see the boys from Zen also trying to make their way into okay, quite funny, some
He needs
dangerous
to check his
driving there.
driver's license.
It's a takeaway. Exactly. Exactly, man. But quite some good showdown from the boys from Neon early on in this game, as they did get themselves some eliminations. I mean, they started this game like they did the last one. They got some eliminations quite early on, so they're always looking to see if they can rack up those points. I mean, they didn't finish quite high up in the game in the last one, but they're one of those teams that you definitely will be looking out for. Roach and Cole, quite another formidable team. So you definitely do not want to sleep on them. And we'll see how they play this one out. But our former victors, of course, the ones you predicted will win that game. What's your prediction this time around? Are you going for them? Do you still think that they are going to seal the deal in this second game?
I mean, I was pretty much looking at not just their gunfights, but I was looking at their positioning awareness, and that just gives this team an edge over the other teams. The ability to be able to predict possible advantageous spots and use those spots to your advantage. That's basically what I'm looking out for in high level
Mm.
teams. And they definitely show that. Three Crowns they look very aggressive. They look like they want to get into any fight. And certain maps like this where things are pretty open and it's easy to hit your shots, that could potentially be a game changer for them. I think we're going to see a clear example right now when Graf is just on his own pretty much, or I don't know where his teammates are, but he's just on his own.
I think knowing them, I've watched these guys for quite a while, even when a couple of them, there were at least three of them who were in active gaming at some point. So I do know sometimes they like to just go around, scout, just look for some prey. They get one kill here or there, they just smell blood and they go for it. They do that thing, and if it works out, then it's fine. But if you do, it's fine. We get a couple of eliminations. But if it doesn't work out, then we just lost one guy. So that's I guess the math. You may lose one or you may gain one. It's the way it goes. So just scout around and see how it works. I mean, it's a very old tactic of the scout looking around, trying as much as possible to see if he can get those eliminations to come through. But yeah, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. But anyways, we have seen, some teams or at least one team get into, an early fight. Now it will be curious to see, how this one continues to pan out. So my prediction is 3C wins this game. What's yours, Isaac?
My prediction is I'm going to go with Mercenary. I feel like Mercenary were very unlucky in that
Hmm.
Arango game. Their positioning was probably bad for them, and so I usually have this thing where it's very hard for me to see one team win twice. Most of the high level competitions rarely see one team win twice in a row. So because of that, I'm gonna go with Mercenary. But Astrom is definitely gonna be up top there, one way or the other.
All right, guys, you heard it. Astrom all the way on top, but Mercenary to win the game. And that's Isaac's prediction. And mine is going to go with the boys from 3C. Will I continue to predict them to be the winners? We'll see. We'll see. But let's say, at least for now, They are the ones who, have my money in the bank on who's going to take this game home. We'll be curious to see how that continues to pan out as we see the boys from it's just not so from no gaming also lurking around looking to see if they can find a good spot for themselves. Violence as well. I'm not too sure what the deal is, but they do find themselves drinking quite a bit of that blue, trying to see if they can get into that zone too as well. But speaking of which, the two teams that we've been speaking about, Astra as well as the boys from 3C, are going toe to toe against each other too as well. You can see Astra also turns their sights onto Blade there, and it does look like they'll be getting that elimination to come through. So 3C in that blue zone too as well, taking on a fight with Astra.
And this Astra K2's guys, very, very good when it comes to pinning teams down. They would, once they smell blood, they've got some genetics to 3C themselves. So now it's gonna be who's in the better position to smell the blood and take the blood.
Oh, 3C find themselves in quite a very dangerous predicament as they're down to just one player. Players who had predicted to win this game find themselves in quite a very sticky one against the boys from Astra. And Astra's looking to see if they can take them out quite early. But there's a third party coming through that might just turn things around and might buy time for Griff to get out of that position. And be curious to see if that is what exactly happens. And Astra too getting dealt some blow. But regardless, both of them do find themselves quite in that zone. And they're all in quite a sticky one. The nade flying out from Griff does a little bit of damage, but at the end of the day, it will get sent packing back into the lobby. And 3C, who I had predicted to win the game, quite finds themselves very far away from it, as they will be sent out of the game. Now, in the last game, at least one of us got the predictions right. Will Isaac still get his prediction with the boys from Mercenary? We do see them on the action through themselves against the boys from Tribe. So, Isaac, take this on.
Yeah, my mercenary boys are already at the game. Looking at them, I could tell how good they are. Positioning wise, they seem to be very, very good at that as well. They were just very unlucky in that previous game. So now they've got a team in Tribe very close to them, and they've already taken one down. Look at how they're taking their time to make sure they've got cover before they push. Brilliant, brilliant. They're playing it safe. You're making sure you're not leaving any man behind. And now this guy is back up here. And my goodness, look at this guy coming in to save him. There it is. That's exactly what I was looking for. But now they're going to get third party. They need some smoke to get themselves out of this hair.
Man, quite some dangerous ones right there for the boys from Mercenary. Just in that last moment, they did take out that team, and now we'll focus to getting their hell back up to as well. But here comes Astra, who was dealing a lot of blows. Astrum, who was dealing a lot of blows quite early on, but NG was on their tail too as well. But it does look like the boys from NG have now gotten taken out of the game. But Astra still on top of this one as they continue to go toe-to-toe against several different teams. Neon's currently sitting down on 4 eliminations, as well as the boys from Mercenary too as well, who have the boys from No Gaming lurking around them as Enigma, who is just lurking around waiting for that opportunity to begin to send on those shots. Ooh.
Mercenaries doing the Lord's work indeed. Come on, lads. I love the way they are playing, the way they are taking their opponents down one by one. They're hitting them so hard, they got no chance to even try to revenge. And now Black is going to try as possible just to see if he can take the last guy out. But his knees. One thing I like about this guy is the way they're taking their time. He's going to see an opportunity, he's going to try and take him out.
Guns finds himself in quite some predicament there as he's able to just jackpot away from that location, leaving his teammates paying. They're surrounded by the boys from Mercenaries, who are currently sitting down with 4 eliminations. They played this one quite well, rotated around the boys from No Gaming, got 2 eliminations to their name, and you can see them taking it easy. They're not even going on that chase I mean, guys, see, look, man, I'm not predicting for anybody again today because maybe my prediction is bad luck. So let Isaac just predict for you because it looks like once his prediction once he spots a team, they start to just go wild. So for me, like, yeah, I'm done with today. I'll just ask Isaac, who are you predicting is going to do well, and maybe that team is the one that's going to win. But anyways, we turn our sights onto the boys from Neon and Zen. These are two teams, two heavyweights within this game, and we might see them go toe to toe against each other. Skirmish is about to ensue as the shots might be flying through pretty soon. I'm not sure the boys Roach and his teammates have spotted that Zen is within this spot, and it might be an ambush. Isaac.
Yeah, it might be. If they don't know, it's gonna be an ambush. But Zem have got to be very, very much aware that these guys are around there, or else it could easily turn sides. But I love that door move there. He was gonna give him a bit of advantage. Yes, it does give him some advantage. He's got great cover. He's got great vision. Hopefully, nobody shoots him from behind though. But if not for that, he's in the perfect spot there, right there, trying to see if he can spot these guys. I don't think they actually know where they are. They have a feeling they're around there, but they don't know exactly where. Nah, he's probably seen a gun just peeping right there. They didn't have the opportunity to take him out. Very good gun discipline in there, making sure he's not giving himself away. So the moment he gives himself away, he has to make sure those shots connect. And those shots didn't necessarily connect to the best possible way they could possibly be. And now, if Mr. Dequal or Dequal or whatever his name is, if he decides to shoot back, he's gonna have to deal with violence here. If he shoots back, he's gonna have to deal with violence here, which is lurking right behind him.
Yeah, Violence pulling up quite close into that one. You can see them trying as much as possible to see if they can find a good spot for themselves. Tyrell gets sent back out of that boss, and Neon being absolutely wild too as well. They are continuing to get those eliminations to come through. They're currently sitting down on 5 of those. They're doing better than the last game. We did talk about them being wild in the previous game, but they did not quite get those placement points that they would have hoped for, and they are continuing to do the thing. We're just seeing that replay coming through right there as Tyrell, just jumping above that tree, only to get
The guy
knocked
jumped over
down from
the
his
guy.
vehicle. Amazing stuff in that position. But Violence losing one of the players, Tyrod, to the boys from Neon, as Neon continues to get those eliminations to come through. It looks like when it comes to eliminations, they are I do believe the second team so far, within this game. So, but it is Astra who has 6 of those eliminations coming through. And yeah, great stuff, great stuff. So Neon still looking around this position, sending on shots onto several different teams who are coming around their vicinity. Zen just retreating into those buildings. But I do get that feeling that Neon wants to make their move.
Yeah, Neon definitely wants to make a move, but they're realizing that Astra is on the other side. So it looks like Zen have been pinned right there in the middle. This could be very good for Astra right now because now it looks like Neon are going to be pushing Zen. Astra can easily third party that, which I think that's what they're going to be doing. If you're smart enough, that's what you're going to be doing, waiting for these guys to try and possibly, you know, get into a lock and then they will push. But like I told you, Astra played very close, like the way 3C played, very aggressive. Once they spot some blood, they're going for that blood. But now Zen have got to try their possible best not to give themselves away. They've got to be stretching thing here because they've got to deal with Astra, they've got to deal with Neon. Just like I predicted, just when Neon started shooting, Astra saw that third party and took advantage of that third party situation, taking him out. And now they've got another team to deal with. Looking at the way these guys are going to be playing, they're going to be pushing aggressively. But then it's a very, very dangerous move here because Astra is going to be waiting for that third party situation. Absolutely spot on in that particular situation. That is the best possible thing to do. And now Neon are going to be raking up those points. those necessary points. But Astra is lurking it around there, making sure that they do not leave that place alive. This is going to be very interesting to see act.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff coming through right there from the boys from Astra as they are trying as much as possible to capitalize on that third party. You can see them, making that push, looking to see if they can clean things up. It's a 4v2v2 situation. They know that the other teams are hurt, but the problem right here is if the guys from Zen as well as Neon turn their sides and focus on them, then it might just what might have looked as an advantage might turn its way around. And this is that moment where the boys from Z have got to make that push, because once they're done with the boys from Neon, they will be turning the sights onto Z Esports, and the action needs to come through. But Astra Creative, ShopRice, and the rest of his boys are not holding back. They continue to set on those shots onto the boys from Neon, and they will get them eliminated and sent back into the lobby. And you can see now that Neon is out of the game, and they are now turning their sights onto Zen.
Very smart there from Zen. They had to be quiet there. So that was just the flaw in Astra's gameplay. When they decided to make that third party move, they weren't necessarily sure if Neon had completely eliminated Zen. Zen kept their cool. They waited for their time. They were able to take at least one person down from Astra Creative. But these guys are hungry. They are like hyenas who have seen food. They would absolutely pound everything to make sure they take them down. The Zen esports guys do not seem as aggressive as Astra. That could be an advantage. It could also be a disadvantage in situations like this when Astra are very, very
Ooh.
good in their positioning, making sure that they cover all the angles, any possible angle. Another teammate is looking at the opposite side, and they're gonna be very careful with that DBS now. Absolutely brilliant. But there we go. Like I said, making sure that they're covering each other's angles up, and that is what the top team does.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff right there from the boys from Astra as they pulled up onto that location to get those eliminations. Remember, they were all the way down on the leaderboard before this party started, and they've come into this Miramar game and they have 10 eliminations to themselves. They did lose one player in that fight, but it was absolutely worth it as they are leaving those grounds with some extra 6 eliminations. Before they put up onto that location, they were sitting down on 4, and now they are with 10. So amazing stuff as that zone is moving all the way towards that southern region. Several different teams are going to start to need to make those rotations. The boys from UG as well have 2 teams around them. They've got the Invincibles. Invincibles are another team, Isaac, who is looking to rack up those points. They currently don't have any. They've played it quite calm for now. And usually you will see Invincibles being that team, or at least that I know, will be absolutely aggressive in the beginning of the game, getting those eliminations to come through. But it does look like in today's games, they've been quite quiet.
I do believe so indeed, and I think this is just a typical example of levels. When the levels of the gameplays tend to increase, a lot of teams that usually in their local tournaments tend to be a bit more slow become a bit tend to be a bit more aggressive, tend to become a bit more slow in these high level events where a lot of things are at stake now. It's like, playing the French league and coming to play in the UEFA Champions League is a completely different mindset you got to have. So I can understand why Invisible are playing like that. But nonetheless, looking at the way the positioning of mercenaries, they are putting themselves in great, great shape there. But now psychologically, you can clearly tell from Astrom that they're just trying to play things slow. They're just trying to go for the placement points right about now, because that's what the most important thing to them right now. So they're not being as aggressive as the previous game, which is good, because most of the time, if you tend to win the first game, the second game, if you get too aggressive, you tend to die quite early. So they have learned from their lessons. They understand the dynamics in the game. They're making sure that they take things
Mm.
slowly and still accrue a lot of positional points.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Astrum trying to see if they can get themselves with a four-man squad into that final circle. They've got all the way into that top 6, and it's looking like they might get into that top 5 too as well. But your boys from MU, they are continuing. The mercenaries are continuing to do their thing. They've got eliminations to their name as well, and they are continuing to rack up those points. If they continue like this, they might just snatch home that number 1 spot from Astrum. And we're curious to see how this one continues to play out. So we still got 6 teams within the game. 2 of those, UG has a 3-man squad as well as Astra. The rest of them are sitting down with 5 teams actually. The rest of them are sitting down with 4-man squad. Invincibles are currently trying as much as possible to see if they can hold their own. Mystic, Cole, Agatha are just in quite a sticky situation right there. Demon King goes down to as well. We'll be curious to see if they can get that revive. And, your prediction is still holding up, Isaac.
I think so. What the only problem I see with Mercenary is Astra's going to give him a top time. Astra have recognized where they are, so they're going to give him a top time. They're going to give him a top time because now they realize these are the guys we got to take out to make sure that we get the win. And now that's all of a sudden. Kizito there, there's a good cover there, but it's coming from Astra.
Oh my, oh
Great
my.
cover there.
Oh my, he's in quite a very sticky situation. They do need something, but at the end of the day, well, I mean, they still did well. They got themselves into that top 5. So your prediction wasn't too bad, but at least this time around, none of us won. So maybe because you didn't win, I might just do one more prediction. We'll see how the third one goes. But I won't go for 3C this time around. I'll try to spoil it for another team. We'll see. All right, UG sending out them shots as he's able to pull down one of the players from Astra away from that vehicle. He's got to get that heal through as well. 73 shots are flying his position. Invincibles looking to see if they can snatch home this one at the end of the day. They haven't been quite into the action so far within this game, but they are trying as much as possible to see if they could come out on top. And my man Kiyoshi sending on the shots onto Iraq Boss.
Absolutely brilliant. This is how I know Astrom are an absolute beast of a team. To be able to win the first game and to win the second game is looking very high. They played it really, really safe. Psychologically, they have defeated that hypothesis that people that tend to win the first game cannot necessarily go to win the second game. They're playing it slow. They're getting to the final circle. Now they realize only 2 teams left. They're gonna absolutely try and take them apart, just like they did with the Rangos. So this is beautiful to see. And Astrom is definitely the team to watch out for.
All right, definitely. Astrom doing their thing, holding it down. Invincibles with 0 eliminations. The pacifists in this particular game have come in.
Able to do now because looking at the situation, he needs.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how this one goes down. UG coming in with a 2-man squad. Astrom again, holding it down in this position. Sting and Co. looking to see if they can get another chicken dinner in this particular one. Invincible's Mystique now being wild, coming into this position, turns into that FPP and does get that knock. And Astro still fighting it down as they do take down another player. Skizo goes for that elimination too as well. And they continue to do their thing. Kiyoshi causing in some trouble. Agatha fighting it out for the boys from Invincibles, trying to see if they can steal this game through. And Astro, it was looking like they had this one in the bag, but the fight coming down from Cole as well as Agatha might just be able to turn things around for them.
A lot of things need to go in the favor of Astro right now because the positioning is looking good for Invincibles. Can he take advantage of this situation? Umoja has got to be aggressive. He cannot afford for Astrom to rest. Because if the rest is a 2v1, he has got to be decisive how he's going to play this.
Oh wow! I mean,
Oh, look at
the times. Yeah, yeah, they've gotten back up. It might as well just be another winner chicken dinner as well for the voice of Astrom. They're making that push. He's trying as much as possible to see if he can fight on.
Oh
He
my
gets
god!
one.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh,
It's a lie.
what
It's a
the
lie.
fuck is
No
happening?
way. No
Mojo!
way.
Mojo with an absolute clutch of a game! Mamma mia!
Yo, wait,
Mamma
what?
mia!
What?
Oh my god! He deserves a replay! Oh my god! Oh my
Wait a minute.
god! My guy went into beast mode, bro.
Guys. I know who that is.
Uh,
I know who that is. I know who that is.
oh my god!
I know who that is. Guys. You will not believe who that is.
That is
You
Ruka.
know,
Who's that? Who's that? Is it Koshi?
I don't know
Kiyoshi?
if I don't know if you want me. You want me
Kiyoshi?
to say I know who it is. You know who it is, but I don't know if you want me to say it is him. But what the fuck? You know? Okay. Sorry. Oh my
Nah.
goodness. Not live. Not live. Not live. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the word. Too much excitement. Too much excitement right here. But my goodness, absolutely amazing stuff coming through from Kiyoshi. Man.
I mean, that was ridiculous. Oh my god. With a DBS. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Cannot
Oh
believe
my god.
what we just witnessed there. And
I
still
mean,
no
I
vehicle
mean,
elimination. Pretty interesting.
I knew he was good. You know, if you know who it is, I knew he was good, but that good, okay, that's that's some amazing stuff. I didn't see that one coming through, but at the end of the day, he got the winner chicken dinner for his team, UG, and you can see them doing quite well. I will be curious to see what that means for the leaderboard at the end of the day. But Astrum, you cannot rule them out. They got 13 eliminations to their name, and you can see them probably will still be on top of that table. But amazing gameplay coming through from Kiyoshi in that final one to battle out those two extra eliminations. I did not believe that was going to happen, but Isaac, man.
Yeah, that was an outliner right there. That's just an outlier because what just happened it should not be happening to a team like Astro. 2v1, great position. You lot have seen him already. He takes one down, the other one has got the opportunity to shoot. I could bet you that guy was probably reloading because if it wasn't just a reload, I don't know what happened that he just couldn't shoot that guy. I think he was probably reloading or something because how he
Mm,
lost that fight, I don't know how he lost that fight. And I hope the Ashram guys still have their phones with them because I would probably, I mean, my phone would be flying by now if that was me because how you can win a game in the Vanguard like that and then lose a potential a two-win streak to that
mm.
kind of situation is absolutely catastrophic.
Man, amazing stuff right there. You know, these are the moments that we actually love and want to see from this game, PUBG right here. Kiyoshi coming through right there, getting 4 eliminations for his team and making sure that they are boosted all the way on top. But my goodness, you got to look at this, guys. Astra as Iraq Boss and Co. You know, and Chop Rice did get themselves quite some beautiful eliminations. All the way sitting at that number one, it is still the boys from Astrum who are sitting quite comfortably well right there. But UG has moved themselves all the way into that number two spot and taking over. They are gunning for that number one. Obviously, as you can see, they are still doing quite well for themselves. Okay, okay. Actually, this is just this match points. This is not the overall.
Yeah.
No, guys, this is not the overall. Okay, this is just this match. So I'm not really sure overall who is on top. But if I was to bet my money, I would still say that overall ranking is still the boys from Astrum.
Yeah, for sure. Armstrong definitely going to be on top. And looking at how many eliminations Khaleesi and Madness have got. Madness have got 10 eliminations with Khaleesi. Klingsy getting 9 eliminations and Skizo getting 8 and Zai getting 7. And interestingly, is looking like Iraq Boss got 6 eliminations from Astra. I want to see how many kills, total eliminations Astra got, because he seemed to have been the one doing a lot of the damage there if he got that many kills. And looking at the kill to death ratio, 5 to 4.5 to 4 to 3.5 and 3, it's looking like Astrum are definitely, taking up the leaderboards indeed, and they've really set up the pace for the first day in this particular tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. They are going wild. You can see them continuing to get those eliminations to come through and find themselves in that number one spot. They're currently sitting down with 43 eliminations, and of course the mercenaries in that second place find themselves with 28. But for now, it looks like the boys from Astrum are running away with it. The first game they got the chicken dinner. The second one, you can see they were inches close to getting their second chicken dinner too as well. With those placement points all the way on top as well as the elimination points, they are leading the charge by 30 bytes. Wait, sorry, 15 points actually. They're leading the game by 15 points. So a whole lot of work for the rest of the teams to do if they are to take over that number one spot. But you can see the boys from UG making sure that they are currently not trailing too far behind as they snatch that chicken dinner. 3C as well, another team that we were looking towards seeing, doing quite well, but they fell short in that particular game and were not able to rack up those points. Another team that has quite caught the eye is the boys from Astra. They do have a lot of elimination points. They're actually the third team if we were just going by eliminations alone, but they've not been able to find themselves in quite good spots towards the end. So we'll see how this one continues to play out as we'll be going into our third game of the night. All right, guys. So we'll see you guys in the next game. Sandhawk, we know that is going to be absolutely crazy. And these games have been wild. I mean, Isaac, what do you think about the game so far? right, guys, so we're back again for our third game of the night, and this time around is going to be in Sandhawk. We're going to see some aggressive gameplay. I do suppose we're going to see some, amazing fights early on. We might see some paradise. We might see some boot camp. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, what do you think, Isaac? How do you think this game's going to play? Is it going to be quiet, or we're going to see a lot of aggressive gameplay?
I mean, it's gonna go into one of my favorite maps, Sandhog, the aggressive map. I call it the aggressive map because everybody just gets into each other's faces and it's just excited. And I think this is where Three Crowns might actually come up on top because it just fits your style of play. The aggression just fits your style of play. But now, whether they'll be able to balance that with positional awareness is also another thing. So my money is going to be on Astra Creatives and also with Three Crowns, especially because it just fits their style of play. Also, Mercenary, who knows? But I don't think Astrum are going to be extremely happy with this particular map. So that's just my take.
All right, so we're seeing a couple of moments. Who is going to take home this particular one? Are we going to see the boys from Astrum battle it out once again and find himself vying for that top number one spot? They're already leading with 15 points, so they're doing well. They can't be too sad, but it would have definitely been kicking himself in the foot and getting defeated the way they did in that previous one by Kiyoshi. So we'll see if the boys from UG can pull another rabbit out of the hat and take another winner chicken dinner, or are we going to see another team fight for that spot again? So in a couple of minutes, we'll be moving into the game so far. So the question now is, Isaac, who do you think will win this one now? Who's your prediction going to? I'm going to still give mine in this game.
Well, looking at the style of play that's going to be happening in this particular map, based on the two games that I've seen, I think the teams that we're going to be looking out for definitely going to be Three Crowns and possibly Astra Creative. But the definite two guys that are in there are going to be Mercenary and Astra. But these two teams, Three Crowns and Astra Creatives, I want everybody to keep an eye on because I think this game might just suit them.
All right, so we'll see how it goes as we'll be pulling into the next game of the night. We're right here on the Sandhawk, where a lot of things usually happen quite early on. All of these teams are going to be battling it out toe to toe against each other. We've seen some great gameplay coming in from Astrum, from Astra, from Neon, from Mercenaries. UG winning that one, courtesy of Kiyoshi in that last game. We will see once again if we can have newcomers this time around. Are we going to see the boys from Invincibles who got into that final circle come in and get a victory this time around? I'll be curious to see what happens in this next game. So yeah, we're in that why not final moment, trying to see how things go down. But we do see in Painan a couple of teams are already right there. We do see UG as well as the boys from 3C battling it out in that position in Painan. They will be going toe to toe against each other. Also in Ruins 2 as well, we do have a couple of teams already beginning to gun each other down. Batman has taken down one of the players from 3C too, as well as 3C on the kill feed. And it's one of those dangerous moments. Neon have a couple of players who are probably AFK, experiencing some MTN issues, network issues here and there. MTN causing problems.
Quite interested to see how this game has actually started because this game, especially with the kind of style that 3C employs, a very aggressive style, it could easily backfire. When it backfires, it makes them look like bots. So they're gonna have to be very, very careful because they've been giving up too much away, especially these two games. They do not afford and they cannot afford to let this one slip.
All right, a little potato here and there from Glixie, and nobody was damaged. You can see him trying as much as possible to see if he can take on those shots, but Mercenary are already trying to get in quite early into the action. as they are staying on top of this mountain, trying to see if they can spot the boys from Tribe. Umar finds himself in quite a very dangerous situation. He has the voice of Mercenary doing some damage from a distance, and it does look like the cavalry might be coming in soon to provide him with some support, but still in a dangerous situation with the voice of Mercenary just hunting around, trying as much as possible to see if they can live up to their name. But Invincibles this time around coming through right there with some action as they do take down some of the boys from Hash Esport. That is Cole, who's doing in the work, and 3C fighting for their life. Trying as much as possible to see if they can hold on, and Griff will go down too as well. Nexus is the last one up for the boys right there from 3C. 3C is not looking good as well as they get taken down quite early on right here in Painan. UG doing the work and sends them back into the lobby. Going out on our sides onto the boys from Hash Esports as well, who are getting pushed by the boys from Invincibles. They've lost one of the players, but now Skoda continues to put in the work as he has gone down Cole. Cole, who was the player who was doing the most, trying as much as possible to see if we can take them down. He had gotten one elimination to his name, but now Ash Esports is fighting back, looking to see if they can hold it down. Agatha is in that building, providing some cover, sending all them shots onto Skoda. But my man is trying as much as possible to see if he can hold it out for his team.
I mean, if he's got a grenade, that could be very helpful. He doesn't have a grenade, so now he's gonna have to play it smart. I mean, I'm yet to see. I don't know whether flashbangs are banned in these tournaments. Is it banned act? Because I rarely see people use flashbangs, and that thing is very dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely spot on that one. But here comes the boys from Neon. Plus, it's just Roach and Bear. Two of the players are currently AFK. They have so they have to play this one with a two-man squad, as you can see, but they're not holding back. They're looking to make the most of it as they do have two eliminations to their name. It does look like they can add to that tally as they are looking to push onto this position at the right moment. Hash is down to just a two-man squad. You can see another elimination right there. So it takes the amount of teams left in the game to 12. UA goes out too as well. They're not having quite the best of games in this tournament so far, as they only have 4 points to their name. They've not been able to quite get those eliminations to continue to boost them all the way up. It's not looking quite good as in the third game as well of the night, they get taken out. Neon still with two players who are currently AFKs, trying as much as possible to see if they can battle it out so far against the boys from Hash Esports. They are sitting down with a bunch of eliminations, 3 to their name. And they do need more of those points to move all the way from that 6 spots, maybe into that top 5.
Yeah, they're gonna have to try their possible best to try and push up the into the leaderboards. But now we've got, one of the things that we didn't necessarily even talk about was Umoja, the fact that they even won, or because it just looked completely out of place. So that's why we're still thinking that they might not be a top team, but they're definitely the top team right now. And I think in the overall, they will be third in the overall. So they're a really really top team. So they definitely are trying their possible, but now they have +8 already to their name, so that just pushes them up to a very very high number. But I don't know what the plan with Mercenary is in this particular round. They've got to continue being aggressive, but in terms of position, they've got to sustain their positions. But it looks like they're taking a lot of risk there with the one player down there. I think it's Camp Alpha, I believe. Down there in Camp Alpha alone, if he gets knocked out, they're gonna have a serious problem.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But now we're going outside all the way down to Astrum too as well, and they're playing this one the way they did in the previous games. They start off really cool, trying to make sure that they don't take so many risks early on, trying to see if they can keep the full team all the way into that final round of the zones. and then you start to see them light up. But on the other end, you have the boys from Mercenaries who never hold back. They're always looking for that trouble early on, looking to see who they can take down. But New Gen, one of the teams who hasn't had quite a lot of luck in today's games, also getting dealt with. One of the players getting taken down, and you can see those shots coming through right there for the boys from Mercenary, gunning a couple of their players, and it does look like Mercenary got one elimination and took them out. Another team that might need to do a lot better, live up to the name is the boys from Founders, and now they're getting pushed by Sen, and they pull up into. Ooh, okay, was he able to stay out too?
Damn.
Okay, Zen. Okay, Zen. Okay. That's it. They're done. Oh, boy. And this is exactly what Astra usually does. They're always waiting for this moment. Sometimes you can hate them for it, but don't hate the player, hate the game. And so you can see them putting up onto this location. That nade might just do some damage. You can see them trying as much as possible to see if they can send on the shots onto that location. And push the boys from Astra, from Zen are down to 1 HP. And Isaac, this is looking tough for Zen.
It's looking very tough for them. And now Astra will just push them to a particular place where they want them to be, which is closer to his teammates. Madness. Doing the thing. Now they've got one more person in there who just manages to take somebody out, but the way they're playing so close to each other, Zen Esports have got no chance whatsoever to survive that assault.
Man, Astrum playing this one the way they finished the last one. You can see sometimes that they're not getting into a lot of action, but they know when to push. They're coming through with those third parties, and currently they're sitting down with 6 eliminations to their name quite early on here in this one. And it does seem like, we're beginning to know the teams that are probably going to do really well. We're consistently seeing Astrum, UG, and the rest, pulling their weight. But I didn't make any prediction in this particular game, so I'm not jinxing anybody. But Deji and Co, putting up onto this location, and they have another elimination to come through. Try as much possible, trying to see if they can pull up onto this one, and nading to this position might be very dangerous. It might, finally seal things right there for the boys from UG.
Mojo in big trouble now. How are they going to navigate it? I'm pretty sure that the people from the tribe were counting how many people were down from Umoja. So they definitely know that the numbers have really, really dwindled. And now, where is he getting shot from? That's from a very, very far location. And now Kiyoshi, the one, the only, that DBS king is right here. Can he do a 1v3 and give us a show tonight again? He's waiting for his perfect opportunity. He takes one, never mind.
Oh, I mean, he still took one down. He still had one for his team, but at the end of the day, he needed a bit of support in that position. So great stuff from them. At least they did put up a fight. They had 9 eliminations to their name, so they did not leave this game without, a couple of points, so they can still try one more time again in the Erangel map. We'll see how that one goes. But so far, Astrum and the boys from Mercenary are going to continue to pull up those points on the leaderboard. In fact, the next team that can, try to catch up with them is the boys from Astra, who are all the way in that 5th spot, as well as the boys from Neon. So slowly but surely, we're beginning to see the boys from Mercenary as well as Astrum run away with this one. And you can see them, they're not stopping back. They're currently sitting down with a full squad. They got 7 eliminations to their name. And my goodness, they could even create a wider gap with this game.
Absolutely, and those two are just spot on. Astrom and Mercenary are just upper levels above everybody else, and it looks like the only team that's relatively closer seems to be like Astra Creatives. So it just tells you the level of gameplay that these guys are employing, and it's quite interesting to see, especially in this map where you would think that their play style isn't necessarily I'm suited for. They find a way to adapt, and that's what top teams do. They find a way to adapt to situations and make the best out of situations.
Absolutely amazing coming through right there from the boys from Astrom. As they're currently sitting down with more than 50 points. They're already halfway through. If you're looking for 100 points and to gather 50 points on the first day, that is quite some feat. And they're continuing to do it over and over again as we got 7 teams. It looks like they might just be making it into that top five once again. And now here comes Neon as well as the boys from Mercenaries going toe to toe against each other. It's just left with Bear and he's trying as much as possible to see if he can get away from that position. Bear and Roach are somehow holding it out for their team. They were quite unlucky as they came into the game with a full squad, but two other players. It looks like they probably either got kicked out of the game or they were cursed with bad network. So we'll see how this one plays out for them as they're still handled it quite well as they got 3-man squad. So sorry, they got 3 kills to their name, even though it's just two of them left.
Yeah, I mean they've got no choice at this point. They're just gonna have to survive Neon here. They're gonna have to just navigate, trying to get some placement points there because Astra could easily let them. Astra creators could easily give them the opportunity to come and pass them. So that's right now what they're thinking about right now. But it looks like Astra creators are getting very aggressive on Astrum, trying to make sure they take the leaders down. But this is gonna be a big fight. It's like a David and Goliath fight indeed. And Astra creators have already lost 3 men, and Mufasa is the last man standing, the one, the only. Mufasa still trying his possible best to see if he can use his Ironside AK to cause enough damage to Astroman. Now it looks like there's gonna be a roundabout there coming in from Sting, and this guy Mufasa with an Ironside is still alive, doing the Lord's work indeed.
My goodness, Mufasa puts in a lot of damage onto the boys from Astrum, and if anyone's going to take them out, it will be the boys who have similar names. But here comes also the boys from Neon 2 as well, also doing some damage with that third party, and Astrum will get sent back into the lobby. Yes, they've gotten a whole bunch of points, but this time around, it will not be another chicken dinner for them. Astro Creatives also still in the mix of things, but now is the time when the boys from Mercenaries might be grabbing that winner chicken dinner. They're the only team who has got a full squad to their name. The Corinthians is sitting down in second place. You can see those points continue to rack up. And maybe, just maybe, they might be able to close the gap between them and the boys from Astrum. Astra sitting down with that last team member is just Mufasa and Isaac. I mean, hmm. Wait, did you still predict mercenaries in this game?
Yes, I did. I did say that they're gonna be on top
Hmm.
there because they're gonna be a team that this particular map might possibly suit because of the way they play. But the only
Hmm.
thing they're gonna have to watching out for is their position awareness. They do tend to pick up good places, but in terms of
Hmm.
awareness, when they're taking up fights, that's what they have to look at. Now it looks like this is the chase. This is the chase. And Mufasa takes one down. Mufasa takes
Oh
two
my
down and just
gosh.
rides along like nothing happened. An absolute beast of a show right there. Act.
How can you chase a lion? I mean, the father of Simba, Mufasa. Why would you chase him? Of course, you. Oh man, come on. That was just a wrong move right there. But at the end of the day,
Oh
that
my
takes us down
goodness.
to 4 teams left. No gaming is still in the mix of things. They haven't gotten any elimination to themselves. They've just been all alone chilling in the jacuzzi so far within this particular game. But now's the time when they will be looking to get into the fight to themselves. They came into this game with a 3-man squad as Evil, Enigma, and Pain. And I'll be curious to see if they can snatch this game through. But Mercenaries has been in a mix of things so far within the game. They got themselves 7 eliminations. They're still with a full squad, and it's looking like they just have to be patient. They just have to take it easy. They got the numbers, they got the skill, and maybe just maybe they can close the gap between them and Astrum all the way at the top of that leaderboard.
Yeah, they have to. And I think I understand why Neon pushed Astra because if you look at the table, they're in the sixth position and we're like a couple of points from Astra. So if they just took Astra out and they realized just one person just took him out, they could probably get some placement points and try to topple them. And Mufasa the Beast, how do you chase the beast, man? You chase a beast with a stick and you got absolutely chewed upon. But looking at Mercenary, I told you, Mercenary are fantastic at picking out spots. They are always picking the right spots to be in. That is something to look out for in a top team. Picking up the right spot. Look at where Black is just going to pin these guys down. Just when he had to just execute some trigger discipline. Now his teammates are gonna have to circle around him, and they do that very well with that DBS brilliantly. And look at Glocks Blixie right behind there. Looking at that situation, this is why I say these guys are absolutely brilliant in their positioning.
My goodness, I thought at some point he was going to go down, but Black played that excellently well. He executed those 2 eliminations with that DBS with perfection, and you see why it's looking like they have this one in the bag. Mercenary is doing quite well for themselves. They've got 10 eliminations so far, and it's also looking like they might just be able to get that winner chicken dinner. It's been coming over and over again since the previous games. They've been absolutely outstanding, and now they just have 2 players in between them and that chicken dinner.
Yes, indeed. And now we're gonna have to see how sneaky Invisible are gonna have to be, and also with Astra, they're gonna have to take their time. But the problem is, uh, mercenaries have just got to pick up a fight. Right, they've got to pick up a fight with one person, so that's not going to be a problem for them to pick up a fight because you definitely want to try and third party, but you want a third party when people are going to keep engaging another team. But here's the case: it's a 4v1, 4v1v1. So if anybody they meet, you're all gonna be pouncing on them, except they get complacent and allow themselves to just try and wander away, thinking they can take 1v1 situations. That could possibly be the situation that they might find themselves. That could be disadvantage to them. But knowing how good mercenary and how their positioning has been something that they've really worked on. It looks like these guys are really prepared to face whatever may come because now it's a 4v1v1.
All right, so this is where the patience now begins to count. Of course, there's been a lot of fights going down from the beginning of the other stages. So now we're in a very big stage, and the hunt is already beginning to ensue. You can see the mercenaries searching for those last 2 guys, looking to see if they can end the game as quickly as they can. Can this nade actually do the damage that is required? They can see them shooting at that door. They have spotted
Yes,
Mufasa. They know
certainly.
where he is, and they're just waiting to see if they can seal it through. Can Mufasa
Oh, this is so unlucky.
pull out something in this moment? You can see he tries to get that knock to come
He
through.
takes
He
one
gets
down.
one. Okay.
He's
But
still alive. This guy doesn't want to die. He's a menace, isn't he? An absolute menace. But now the thing is, the problem right now is whoever was going to be the last person was going to be happy to be the last person, right? Because now Invincible just knows, oh, it's just me versus them. But at least I got second place. That was just going to be the plan for either Astro Creatives or Invincible, who was going to get taken down first. That's just good. But the second was actually pretty huge for a
hmm,
4v1 situation. I mean, Invincible could just wait it out, but unfortunately, you're not going to create any more points. So you might as well just try and phase them off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely. But now we turn our sights onto the boys from Invincibles, obviously, trying to see if they can get 1 or 2 eliminations. But for me, just like you said, the goal probably would just be get another elimination. Obviously, I mean, if he does pull a rabbit out of the hat, he can probably get a 1v4, but that's not quite likely because of the amount of skill that the boys from Mercenary and how they generally play, always covering each other. So for me, it would be just get a scapegoat, shoot him, lobby him before you get taken down and get that extra 1 point.
Absolutely, he just has to take one person down. Make sure he kills him really well. Don't. Oh my God, he just got triggered. Indiscipline, invisible. Oh my God, it's very clear. He's had 0 kills this game, so his blood is not hot. His blood has been cold, and he's put himself in very weird situations that you know. Wait, what just happened? Ladies and gentlemen, the third winner chicken dinner goes to Mercenary.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff coming through from the boys from Mercenary. They did get themselves 22 match points in that particular game. You can see them fighting it hard to make sure that they grab that number 1 spot, and they're closing the gap. 22 points is a whole lot of points to gather, and they're currently sitting down with 50 points, but they're still trailing behind the boys from Astrum.
I mean, Demon King coming in with 4 eliminations to his name. Glixie with 4 as well, and Prison with 2, and Mu Black with 2. They pretty much what's happening is they pretty much shared the kills quite well, 4-4-2-2. So it's not as if one person completely carried the team. They played together as a team. I think it's the first time we've seen a team come out of a particular map and was flawless in the way they played. Nobody went down. Nobody got knocked out for some reason. That was just brilliant play there from Mercenary. And based on the kind of start they've had, they have really been consistent. And now all they got to do is make sure that they just continue in the same vein, and hopefully they can do much more things in the coming games.
Yeah, absolutely. Great day so far. We've seen action from one step to another. If you blink, you will miss it out. But looking at the game so far, we do have a lot of assets. Still no vehicle elimination.
It's
Mm.
crazy, no vehicle
I don't know. I
eliminations.
don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of people driving vehicles here and there, but will that be down to bad driving, or would that be down to players not just making silly mistakes and finding themselves snaking around and getting taken down? So maybe I'm just gonna put it down to the latter in that position. 4 eliminations once again from grenades. I know I've seen 4 before. I think it was in the Erangel game where it was 4 eliminations from grenades. So
Yeah.
so yeah, not a lot of nades coming through. But once again, finding themselves all the way in that top spot when it comes to eliminations, it's the boys from Astrum. And even though they did not get that victory that they would have hoped for, they were going absolutely wild until they got stopped. By several different teams. I do believe it was Astra and Neon who combined to make sure that they were put to a stop in that very game. But regardless, they did get a whole bunch of eliminations before they got taken out of the game. But maximum points going to the boys from Mercenary Union, who sealed that winner chicken dinner and got 12 eliminations along the way. And great stuff coming through from them. But we got to take notes of Hash Scooter, who was the MVP in the third game of the night, getting 5 eliminations for his team. Even though they weren't able to find himself all the way in that top spot, he did gather them a whole bunch of points and keeps their hopes alive in this day.
Yeah, and looking at the MVPs, the top fraggers of this particular match, Skoda coming in with the 5 eliminations and 3 knockouts, D-Monkey with 4 eliminations and 2 knockouts, and then looking at Galaxy as well as Batman, 4 eliminations each, 4 knockouts to Batman, and Mufasa, the dangerous guy, the beast himself, completely destroying Astrom in that particular cave fight, I would call it. I mean, the way he used The Ironside AK, that was just different. That was just a different kind of gameplay. How many people have you seen use an Ironside AK in a game like this at the highest level? One and only Mufasa can do that.
Yeah, great stuff coming through right there from all of these teams. Astrom finding himself when it comes to eliminations, bringing themselves all the way into that second spot in that game too as well. Neon all the way in that third spot. UG again getting a whole bunch of eliminations and zero placement points. Man, I mean, we know you can fight, okay, guys. When it comes to your strategy, find a way to get into that top five, and you will get a whole bunch of points because they're getting the elimination. So it proves that they can fight, but it's not just working out for them when it comes to finding themselves in those final circles. What are you doing? How are you rotating? What fights are you taking? That's overwhelming your team and not progressing you into that top spots. But that's one thing to notice as we move into the overall ranking for the Fraggers in today's game. Sitting down with 30 eliminations, of course, it is madness. Glixie also doing quite well for himself as he has 13 eliminations too as well. Schizo with 9, Demon King with 9, and Sting with 8 as well.
It looks like our overall MVP is going to be Glixie with an average eliminations of 4 and an average damage of 659 with average knockout of 4 and played 3 matches absolutely brilliant there from Glixie, showing us what it means to be the overall MVP. Then this is coming in from Mercenary, so it tells you a lot.
All right, so
Oh,
we
look at
move
that
on
point
to.
gap.
Whew, it's just three. It's just three, and the mercenaries are on their tail. I didn't actually think, Isaac, that this would actually get closer. I mean, it was looking like they were running away with it. Astrom, they had 15 points. They were 15 points clear, and now the mercenaries have moved just 3 points behind them.
I mean, yeah, it's looking very, very nice for Mercenary. I did tell you, looking at the way, especially the way the Erangel happened, which gave Astrom the opportunity, they were very, very unlucky. It was just pure luck, positional wise. The circle just moved in the way that they couldn't do anything. But now I think they're understanding things better. They're understanding their teammates better. They're also understanding their opponents better as well. So they're getting themselves into much, much better positions. And that is why they're climbing up the leaderboard. But looking at Umoja as well, now they're sitting down in the third position with 26 points. Astra having a 4 point gap over Neon. That is why Neon was chasing Astra heavily because they were trying to make sure that they can close that gap by taking down Astra. But that didn't happen. But you guys are also pretty close in the sixth position with 16 points in Tribe, the fifth with 15 points in total, the seventh position, and Invisible in the eighth position. Looking at where No is in the ninth position and Hash in the 10th position with 11 points each. Zenny Sports in the 11th position and Solid Army in the 12th position with 5 and 4 respectively, with Pride coming in the 13th position with 2 points, and then Vengeance haven't really, if not really, shaken up the whole tournament yet. Maybe we will see something coming from them and next gen as well as Philip.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how this one continues to play out as we'll be going into our fourth game of the night. We still got one more game to go through. It's an Arago game. We'll be taking a quick break and showing you some highlights in a bit. And for now, we'll be back in a couple of moments. Don't go nowhere. We'll see you soon.
Okay, I think that's the fourth match about to begin. And it looks like the boys are getting ready for Erangel here. Who's going to be taking up Erangel, fourth map of the day? And this is going to be looking very, very good here for Astro. They've already taken this map, and they would probably want to try and take it again for the second time today. But I mean, Mercenary Union are also going to be trying their possible best to try and topple up that leaderboards. So we've got a lot of fighting parties, a lot of parties with different potential, a lot of parties with also with some vengeance to exact. So we're going to be able to see how these teams are going to be working together and possibly come up with some great success. What's going to be interesting if the circle goes to military bases, and we're going to have the bridge fights. I love bridge fights on the Rango. I think it's annoying, but it's very lovely to see from from a spectator perspective. Very soon we're getting to see where the map takes everybody to, and hopefully that gives us some understanding. It looks like Tribe, I've landed somewhere close to Hash Esports. That is a dangerous drop indeed. Why they would want to land there, have no idea. But it looks like Tribe have actually. It looks like there's a they've dropped somewhere else, and these guys have just this guy has just found himself in this area where he has to now battle Shahut's, or how do we even mention his name? Hiatus or what? I don't know how to mention his name, but you lot see it. Now he's gonna have to battle because Diablo is just waiting to see a possible opportunity to make sure that he takes him out. Mercenary here. Noruga's already taken down, so having the first blood of the day. We have a situation with Umoja and Tribe in big trouble now. How would they play this? Tribe have found themselves stuck in that building, and we've got Hash also fighting heavily on the other side of the map as well. Is looking for an opportunity. That grenade is going to be deadly. The grenade in there is going to be deadly. Where did that grenade pass? Oh my God. Oh, it wasn't a grenade with smoke? What in heaven's name was the plan? And it looks like Umoja have somehow given Tribe an opportunity to come out. Tribe is going to take advantage of that. Once he reloads that Uzi, it's going to be bedtime for Umoja. It's going to be bedtime for Umoja unless he can come up with a miracle shot here. He's got 2 shots on that on that gun. Can he take 1 shot each? It's going to be interesting to see if he can do that. For some reason, Moja just let their guard down, and now they're gonna have to face the consequences.
Absolutely tough times right there from G. Oh God, just biding time, just waiting to see if there will be an opportunity to get out of this position.
He's in a great spot though.
Yes. Yeah, it's in a great spot if he's not spotted.
Bro,
You
your
can
audio
see.
is not there.
He's in a great spot. If he can just get one shot in there, just make things tough for him. And oh my God, that movement. That movement. I can hear loud and clear.
That's great. So we are back. Okay, I'm going to refresh now.
3 crowns here, taking out the position in a great spot there.
Is it back?
It looks like they're going to be very slow in terms of how they want to play this. Very smart from them indeed.
All right, amazing stuff in the final game of the night. We've seen so much great gameplay coming through from the whole bunch of these teams, but we're back to where it started off in the beginning of the night. There were some mercenaries as well who are just 3 points behind the leaders, Astrum, and they did grab that winner with the chicken dinner in the previous game. We'll be looking to see if they can grab this one. Of course, the boys from Astrum have missed this final game, so since they've missed this final game, it means that mercenaries. Okay. It seems like the boys from mercenaries just need to do the barest minimum to get that number one spot. Obviously, well deserved for them. I'm not sure why Astrum missed the final game. I'm not sure why that is. You know, well, it's what it is. It's just one of those things. But anyways, we'll be curious to see how this one continues to play out right here. My prediction is that the mercenaries are going to grab that number one spot. They actually don't have to do much. I believe personally, if they do get themselves just even 5 points will be enough for them to have been at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the day. Okay. All right. So UG is currently at 23 points. Well, okay. So UG is out of the game, by the way, and they were 23 points trailing. And that's what it was. So it'd be curious to see how things continue to, play out in this particular game. It's what it is. It's just one of those things. Just behind them too now is now the boys from Astra, and Astra 26 points behind. So be curious to see how it continues to, play out so far. But they're all finding their spots, and we never know how this game could play out. Tribe also has gotten themselves a bunch of eliminations, but they are a two-man squad. So we'll see how the game goes. We'll see how it pans out. But for now, my money is on the mercenaries taking at the end of the day that number one spot solely because of the miss from Astrum in the final game. Did they miss it because they just were like, you know what? We're already number one. We're already on top. We'll come back tomorrow and we will do well. Isaac, are you
I don't
there?
know. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear.
Okay. Looking at what's going on here, this is crazy stuff here. It looks like Neo Horizon have got themselves an opportunity to take out Invincible here, but I don't know if they're going to be able to take it. They got to use the opportunity that they've got in here. And I think they did. Oh, Invisibles have been eliminated by Neon. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. They had an opportunity, so they took it. But seeing that Astrom has missed this match is absolutely suicidal. I cannot believe they could afford to let Mercenary have a field day in this particular map where they could get in a lot of points. Now they've got into eliminations. They just need three more to square up, and then they've got placement points as well. So it is looking very, very good for Mercenary's point of view. But for Astrom, it is absolutely catastrophic that they will allow this.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how this one plays out too, as well as the fight's going down. If you see Mercenary backing it out for their life, but the question is, if somehow Mercenary goes out with just two eliminations to their name, if they get taken out early on, it would just have been wicked. You can see 3C pulling up into this position. Are they the ones that's going to somehow keep the boys from Astrum on top of the leaderboard? Because now it's a 2v4. And if the boys from Mercenaries get taken out, then that means that even though Astra didn't make it into the final game of the night, they somehow would remain on top, bro.
That is
Wow.
crazy for Mercenary to allow that to happen. I cannot believe it. Now they are being chased by the Hyenas in 3 crowds who are absolutely devastating. But they take one down, and five is currently down, and Demon King just takes good enough time to see if he can do something about this and try and get some health up. A grenade coming down, and that grenade can potentially be very, very dangerous.
Ooh.
Places he's throwing these grenades are absolutely ridiculous. That's a top player move there, and Demon King hasn't taken down. And it's looking like Glazzy's all alone, and he's reloading that TP. He's gonna fire as much as possible. He takes one down. He is making life a living hell for these guys. But these guys don't even know how many people are there. That's the problem. And he's still running around, and finally,
Ooh.
3 crowds are able to take out Mercenary Union.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I mean, the gods that are on Astrum's side are really, really alive, man. Because my goodness, I mean, all Mercenary had to do was just have a very average game, get 5 eliminations, and they would have been number one. But it's looking like Astrum is still going to hold that number one spot. Because check this out. I mean, the only team that can come close to them needs 26 points. The only
Yeah, but it looks
teams.
like placement points. I act placement points might probably get these
Okay,
guys
okay.
through. I don't know how many placement points they might get. Looking at right now, how many misses there are.
Mm. I
Placement
mean,
points
okay,
might
okay,
probably
okay. So I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I mean, if Neon gets a chicken dinner with this, they will go to 34 points, but that would still mean that they still need more than 16 eliminations on top of this. So they both would need to get, like, let's say 20 kills plus the chicken dinner, and they probably, like, even if Neon were to get 20 eliminations totally in this particular game and the chicken dinner, they would still not be number one. That's how. So it's almost like I don't see any of them getting 20 eliminations. Not in this lobby, by the way. But I mean, it's just crazy to see that somehow Astrum, was like, you know what, we're not playing this game. We're gonna be on top, and that's exactly what happened.
you're probably watching the United game. You're like, yeah, we coming, but we've already done enough damage. Let's go watch the football game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And let's see how well these guys give us a gap. And then here comes Mercenary Union, absolutely nothing to try and, you know, increase that gap. And so they're gonna be at home chilling, watching the stream, like everybody's watching, and they're thinking, oh my God, we have just been saved here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at least for anything, this gives the other teams the opportunity to now close that gap with the teams who are all the way on that top spot. Definitely, they can get a couple of eliminations, a couple of placement points to boost himself up because that gap was looking way too wide before. 52 as well as 53 points at that top. They were, leading by even 23 points. But now this is opportunity for Astra and Neon as well as the boys from 3C to close that gap. We did see 3C get a bunch of eliminations earlier on. Violence comes into this position, finds himself in quite a sticky situation as he gets taken down by Caesar. And that would mean that he would need the cavalry to pull up into this location, and that's exactly what they do. But the shots flying into his side right there means that he cannot save his teammates.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to save his teammates. Yeah. We're looking at the situation. It's gonna be so hard for him to save his teammates in that situation. I mean, right now he's just gonna have to try and play for placement points, to be honest, because I don't know how far he was so far away from his teammate, but now he's trying his possible best to see if he can get there. But Rollins, he's always in big trouble now. I think he's finally being the first person to get eliminated by a car.
Okay, at least we have one person who has been taken down by a vehicle, so at least we've seen that one happen. The shot's flying through right there from Scooter, but he's not able to connect as he tries as much as possible to see if he can take down one of those players. But Nick Shaw finally gets a knock onto one of the players from NG, and NG now beginning to feel the hurt, and the brunt's coming through right there from the boys from Violence and Bro. They were able to pull that revive. They were.
I don't know how they did it, but they've been able to, and it looks like they're going to be able to survive this particular ordeal. How crazy PUBG can be sometimes. Amazing stuff, and it looks like Neon are also trying their possible best to stay alive. They've got 5 eliminations, so they're the most aggressive team possibly. In this particular matchup. Zen are also doing some fantastic stuff there. It looks like Mufasa has been dropped down by Neon in a terrible spot there. Terrible spot.
Okay, all of these guys are trying, to find that one knock to come through before they make their push. You can see the rotations happening around here. Neon 2 as well, one of those teams who we spoke about early on. They're currently on 5 eliminations. They can get those eliminations to come through. They can move all the way into at least that top 3 spots, as those top 2 are, quite far off that reach. But Roach and his boys are doing quite the work. Mufasa tries to send on them shots, but he will get taken down. Astra Creatives as well as Neon, who are respectively in that 5th and 4th position, are trying hard as possible to see if they can hold off in this position. But here comes the cavalry as they pull up into the building. 1, 2, go down. Iraq boss, the terrorist.
Oh
keep
my
them
God.
down. My man is a terrorist.
My God.
Saddam Hussein's nephew.
Neon are getting
Saddam Hussein's nephew.
Oh my God, a triple hit there. Woo. I don't think that last young guy wants to even try. He does not want to even try to have a taste of what that felt. He's just gonna like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna betray you lot. See you guys back home, but I ain't
See you later.
I ain't dying.
My man has meow. Yes, meow.
He's Houdini'd out of there.
All right, great stuff coming through right there from Iraq, but single-handedly holding it down for his team as he took out 3 of those players coming down from Neon, and he played that one quite well. So this game's going quite good. But you know what? 3C still's got a full squad. They still got a full squad, and a lot of these teams have been damaged. Well, Violence still's got a 4-man squad too as well. But here's the thing about Violence: they're one of those teams that have not, been doing too well. So I won't bet too much on them. But Zen again going, very hungry for that elimination, and they did get that
I mean,
extra bit.
who wouldn't? It's a fantastic opportunity to take a person down. You
Hmm.
take it. It looks like on Solid Army, I've got three people alive, and that's really good. But as only, I mean, they seem to always be in good areas, but they don't aggressively move on to teams, right? So they seem to get a lot of placement points, but very little elimination points. Something that they definitely gonna have to work out in making sure that if they want to continue to be a top team in the league.
All right, Idon Itachi from his only army holding it out in this position, trying as much as possible to see if they can get those placement points to come through. They're currently in the lower end of the table, so they will be looking to move all the way up. Now is the opportunity. Now is the time to find themselves in that top eight. I'm curious to see how this one continues to play out for them. Haj Esports, another team that does need those points to keep on moving up. They currently have 12 placement points, sorry, 12 points to their name. They're coming into this one with one elimination. That's Hachi Sports, by the way. And we'll see how that one continues to play out for them. Return on sides 1, 2, 3. See another team that I predicted and she'll be doing well. She'll be on top of that leaderboard. She'll be getting the points. Can they close the gap? Can they get that winner chicken dinner? Is this the game that's going to be different for them? You can see that scouting going on. They might be able to grab those extra bit of points. Violence too as well. Find themselves in quite a predicament. Tribe is another squad that has been quite um, on and off, but they do find themselves not too far away from the boys from Astra. Astra sitting down in third position. We'll be looking to see if they can get themselves into that top five to continue to push and close the gap between them and the boys from Mercenaries as well as Astrum, who have been taken out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Astro is just gonna have to try their possible best to making sure they get himself into the third position and try and cement that place or concretize their position in that particular area. Because right now, it looks like Mercenary out. Astro already didn't show up, so they've got the perfect opportunity to really try their possible best. So I give big thumbs up to them for getting aggressive and trying to get as much eliminations as they possibly can. But looking at 3C, this is a map that is absolutely suited for 3 crowns because they've got no mercenary and they've got no Astrum who is more aggressive or more tactical than they are. So they just running around, running wild and absolutely tearing the map apart.
Yeah, I think like this is the game for them. This is the one where they can actually, have and take down a couple of guys. You can see Zen putting up within the vicinity, and boom, they take them out. They get those extra bit of eliminations. They're currently sitting out at 6 as well, and this is where they can go around tearing different teams who are trying to move into that zone. But it's also Tribe, and they gotta be careful of them too as well. Chop Price as well as Iraq Boss putting up into this position. You can see Skoda coming into the mix of things, but my goodness.
Oh my God. How
Mm,
is he getting taken out when he's got the perfect position? That level of recoil control coming in from 3C was absolutely impeccable.
mm, crazy stuff. Skoda had gotten one of those knocks to come through, but the cavalry pulls into that position and they will take him out. 3C currently sitting down with 7 eliminations to their name. They're currently still holding it down. Like we had mentioned earlier on, they're that team who have got the skill. We're predicted for them to get a winner with the chicken dinner in the first game, but maybe I was actually seeing the last game. Maybe it was, the last game was the vision, not the first. It happens. Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I'm quite excited to see how these guys are going to play this. Look at the way Crowns are just pushing these guys. But that's the danger. That's the danger. If they're going, oh my God, they're like, nope, Einstein, there's no danger here. We got everything covered.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. You can see that the boys from Valence are now beginning to try to see how they can get into that conversation too as well. They also have a full squad to their name. They have 5 eliminations so far in this tally. You can see them sending out the shots. 3C trying as much as possible to see if they can get a couple of the players who were knocked down back up into the game. They've lost one of the players, they've lost Griff. And they've been able to get at least one of those revives to come through. But now the numbers have reduced. We're down to 5 teams left within the lobby, and this is where all of the teams have got to step it up a notch, continue to fight as much as they can. Violence, they do have the numbers. They're coming in with a 4-man squad, and they're trying to push up onto the boys from 3C to do that damage. 3C turns into your rack boss. They take him down. He done. Also in the conversation too as well. Knocks down Cloud. And my goodness, it is violence at every single corner.
Yeah, violence Sweden. I mean, it's looking very, very clear that they have definitely listened to my 101 because they are not staying in the
Hmm.
houses. They're pushing up on top, covering the spaces, making it very difficult for people to really, really push. And that is what I want to see. Looking at how these guys are doing and making sure that they've taken the terrain, making sure they're not allowing anybody to get close, and that's exactly what they have to do. But for the other people, this will be the best opportunity for all of you lot to just push one team because you know exactly where they are.
All right, so Neon Roach, the last one hopeful. He takes down one guy. From that team, 3C down to just 2 members right now. So they've got to be careful too as well. But violence has been reduced into a 3-man squad. So it's a 1v2v3 situation again. Those nades beginning to fly. And Nexus looking to see if he can connect one of those shots to come through up against the boys from violence. And it does look like he has as well. And now another nade pulling up onto that same vicinity. Will he be able
They
to
know
get that confirmation to
exactly
come
where
through?
they
And it
are.
looks like he does as he takes down another player. But now get it pull up onto this location. And oh my God, Riley's was looking like
Great.
he was going to be able to get that one to come through. But Violence fighting it out as they will make sure they hold on to that potential chicken dinner. It's a 2v2 situation. And here's the boys from Unsolid Army. So a bunch of those teams, who were at the bottom half looking to capitalize and get that winner chicken dinner and boost themselves up. This is definitely going to shake up the table.
I mean, clearly, like I said, it's very it's a tale of two halves right now. Looking at our Solid Army, they are very, very lethargic team, very pragmatic the way they approach. That's why even when balance was down and they were trying to heal up, they didn't even push. They're gonna wait for these guys to try and push them, and hopefully they can get them by getting a knockout. That's all they're gonna be waiting for. That could be advantage, but sometimes when PUBG is a game of momentum. Sometimes when the blood is too hot like that, it is going to be hard for Solid Army to take out these people unless they get really, really lucky in their positioning.
I mean, absolutely. We're down to this final moments. You can see Idon and Itachi just snaking around, just like Slytherin's just waiting to see if they can take down Gryffindor. And Gryffindor will be the boys from balance at this particular moment. You can see Itachi just, trying as much as possible to see if he can evade that nade that's coming through. And Don's been dealt quite a bit of damage. And the boys from UA have that opportunity to hold things down. And it does look like this particular game will be going to the boys from Unsolid Army as they do get that winner chicken dinner coming into this game. They were at the bottom half of the table. And this time around, they get that chicken dinner. And we'll be curious to see what that does mean for them all the way up on that leaderboard as they are with 17 points in this one.
Look at the king on Solid Army playing it pragmatic and getting the winner chicken dinner. But how many eliminations did they get? 7 eliminations. It's clearly an indicative of how they play and the way they choose to play. That can get you a winner chicken dinner, but can that get you a trophy in this particular league? We are yet to see. So clearly, it looks like Aidan with 5 eliminations carrying the whole team because R2D2 0 eliminations, 419 with 1 eliminations, and Itachi with 1 eliminations. very lethargic. They played very safe, and they've got the winner chicken dinner. But in tournaments like this, you need those kills, you need those elimination points, and that is something you're gonna have to work on. But big ups to them for the winner chicken dinner.
Man, absolutely amazing stuff coming through right there from them. But taking a look, this time around, we saw three vehicle eliminations. Remember, we talked about how we didn't see any in the previous game. Maybe they did listen to us, maybe they did hear us and say, you know what, just hold my beer. I'm definitely going to go out and try to get those eliminations to come through right there for the vehicles. And this time around, grenades reduced, actually. You know,
I
we saw
know.
four in a couple. This time it was just one. And I did think I saw a couple of nade knocks. Maybe not nade confirmations, but maybe nade knocks. And I'm not sure how they. I'm not sure how they categorize that, because if you do get a knock from a nade, but the person finishes with their gun, do they
Yeah.
still classify that as a nade
I
elimination?
think when the need
Maybe
completely
not.
kills I think when the need completely finishes you off.
Yeah, yeah,
That's when.
maybe because I know I saw a couple of nade knocks, but maybe not nade eliminations.
And
But anyways,
look at
it
the
is what.
damage caused by 3C and look at the damage caused by a solid arm. It's a clear indication. Look at the eliminations, look at the knocks. 8 to 4,
Mm,
11 to 7. So it's very clear. Look at the points total, 17 to 16. So even though Three Crowns lost that game, the Unsullied Army actually just beat them by 1 point.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it is what it is. But the MVP for the game again, it is Nexus getting that five eliminations in this particular game, and 3C definitely we're most likely going to see some more from them. I don't think the story is over for them. They continue to rack up those points on top of that leaderboard. One chicken dinner or maybe two tomorrow could see them boosted all the way onto that top spot. But this was that opportunity that everyone was probably looking for, with the boys from Mercenaries out of the game, as well as the boys from Astrum as well. But all the way in that top fragger spot, you do see Nexus getting five eliminations as well as it done. But there's also that man, Iraq boss, as well as Haida, currently doing so well for themselves.
Yeah, I mean they've done some fantastic job in here. I mean, looking at the match for Fraggers, Nexus is he's done incredible amount of damage compared to everybody else with 5 eliminations and 4 knockouts. So he definitely played his best in that particular game. That's why Three Crowns got to where they got to him coming in the second position with total 16 points, only getting topped by Solid Army with 17 points. But looking at Valence 7 as well, 14 points in the third position, and Neon rising with the fourth position with 11 points. Like Astro Creatives seems to be the only team or only team in the top four position that have found themselves in this match. Match four coming up with some goodies in here. But Mercenary definitely in the eighth position with just 2 points. And these guys from Astro must be absolutely happy that these guys has let that position slip.
All right, all right, all right. We'll see how things continue to play out. And we are taking a look at that overall top fragger spot. Glixie as well as Madness are currently holding it down. There's also Iraq Boss from Astra, who has been doing quite well for himself too as well. And we can see it currently beginning to line up. These are the teams who are continuously showing up over and over again. And you can see when it comes to that KD ratio, Riley sitting down with 2.2, Demon King with 2.5, Iraq Boss with 2.5, Lixie with 3.25, as well as with that 4.3 being Madness. To have that KD ratio in Screams, that's really amazing. We'll see if they continue to put up the same numbers in tomorrow's game. But the overall leaderboard has now finally come through with Astrum still sitting down in that number one spot with 53 points. That's trailing by one is the boys from Mercenaries, as they are currently holding their own down. Astra tried as much as possible to close the gap as alongside with the boys from 3C, as they are trailing by 20 points behind all the way with 32 points. So, I mean, they're five behind, but at least Isaac, they did close the gap a little bit this time around.
Yeah, 3T definitely did close the gap a bit by getting close to that winner with a chicken dinner and Nyon as well, close to Astra. Looks like us the third to the fifth position. I mean, it's nothing really. Even to the sixth position, it's nothing. It can easily change overnight and over one game. So that's definitely something that they're gonna have to be looking at. Those teams finding themselves in those positions, they have to maintain the standard of playing and make sure that they get good eliminations and good placement point. But Mercenary and Astrom, Mercenary, they just absolutely goofed this one, to be honest. The Astrom couldn't even show up and they still didn't get enough points to topple them. So they're going to be very happy with this particular way they played today. And hopefully tomorrow when they can coming in stronger and maintaining the standard they've set for themselves. We see a lot of teams start very well the first day and the second they get quite complacent. Hopefully that doesn't happen and we get to see these top five teams still gunning it out here in PUBG Mobile.
All right, so definitely have been some wonderful, interesting. Isaac, continue.
So today's schedule we've got Ashram taking in match one,
Now,
Umoja taking in
now,
match two, Mercenary taking match three, and an
yeah.
Unsolid Army taking in match four. And that was the day for us. And clearly still nobody has still won twice in a row. I don't know why, but it just keeps happening. Nobody seems to win twice in a row. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys here with me and Act Fire Charlie. What are your last words before we get this going?
I mean, thanks to everybody who's been watching, who's commented. Make sure you leave that like and hit that subscribe channel. Uh, today it was quite an interesting game. Thanks to
Bye,
everybody who
guys.
hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll catch you guys same. See you then.